Have you been thinking about buying a new house? And I mean new, brand new. No one's ever lived in it, but you've been worried about what's been going on in the market and houses taking 6 to 8 months to build. Well, I've got some great news for you. Now stick around. I'm Eric Hudson, a local real estate agent here in the Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson area, and a retired Air Force member. If you have any real estate needs, whether buying, selling, or investing in real estate, please reach out. My information is below, and you can call, text, email me, send a carrier pigeon. But if you do, please send a carrier for that pigeon because I have no place to keep it. And if you have not subscribed yet and you see that red subscribe button below, do me a quick favor and click that along with clicking the notifications. That way I can keep you updated with all the great information I put out every single week. So you've been looking for a new house. When I say new, I mean a house no one's ever lived in, a new build. Well, lately things have been very tough with new builds. It's been very hard to get into a new house because everyone wanted one. As the housing market got hotter and hotter, more and more people started going towards the new builds, which created quite a backlog. And then add to that, we had the lumber shortage. We had the shortage in components like air conditioners and everything else. Well, it would actually take home builders up to 8 months to build houses, whereas just a year or two ago, it took them 5 to 6 months. Well, with that comes great hubris. Hubris is a Greek word that means you got a little too big for your britches. And they started doing things like increasing their lot fees, having auctions, building houses on spec and saying, you're going to take what we give you. Well, the worm has turned. That worm has turned. And guess what? There is now excess inventory on the market. Do you know how this happened? They didn't really overbuild. When people prepare to build a house, they actually put a little bit down, let's say $2,000 or $3,000 to hold that house. And, they're hoping to buy the house in 6 to 8 months or so. And in the good old days, which is like 6 months ago, you would have waited that 6 to 8 months and you would have stepped into a house with a whole bunch of equity. Well, guess what? The equity is still there. But the problem is people who put that $2,000 down on that house 6 months ago, they did it when interest rates were 3%. Now interest rates are close to 6%. And a lot of them no longer have the ability to buy the house. AKA, their lender is saying, no, you can't do that. The extra payments are $600 a month and your budget can't sustain it because you're borrowing my money. So guess what? Those houses are now available for you. So here is your chance. If you've been trying to get a house and you want to get into a house quickly, you can actually go for the new build now again. Now, there is a downside. Everything has a downside. Someone else put their design choices into that house. They went and said which cabinets they want, what flooring, and all this other stuff. Well, when you buy a house that's previously owned, you don't have a choice either. But this time, there may be some discounts. You see, I knew something was about to happen when about 2 weeks ago, one of the home builders sent out something to realtors saying, we're paying 5% co-op now. Wait a minute. Before, a lot of them didn't even pay co-op because they didn't have to. People were just coming in. Why would I pay extra money to someone? Well, that should have set off even bigger triggers than it did. And then that wall got hit. Yes, that wall got hit hard. And now the housing market has shifted from an extreme seller's market into just a seller's market. No big deal. We've had a seller's market for almost a decade, but people didn't go nuts. People didn't offer $60,000 over for a house here in Las Vegas or $200,000 over in San Francisco and other places like that. Things were normal, even with the seller's market. Guess what? We're going back to normal again. When you go into the new home builds and you take that standing inventory, they may have some discounts for you. On top of that, they're now paying commissions again. Now, if you've ever seen my video about a good way to have a little bit of extra money in your pocket, split that commission with your agent, because if you walk in without an agent and they're paying commission, they don't give that money to you. They're only going to give that money to an agent, which means take a stunt agent with you no matter what, if they're paying commission, and then have a little side conversation. So according to the state you're in, some states don't allow this. I believe it's like 11, 13 states or so that don't allow it, but the rest of them do. So why would you go someplace where you can make extra money by splitting a commission with someone and not do something like this? Now, of course, there's some caveats, so we always put out there. Maybe there's some issues with the broker. There could be issues with the fact that you could have come in as a referral and they got to pay half their commission off anyway, so you kind of lose it on that one. But what you do have the option on is if you were not a referral, if you found that realtor yourself or the realtor found you or something, they have a little bit more leeway. And guess what? I'm going to say something that no one else expects a real estate agent to say. When you buy a new house, your real estate agent doesn't have anything to do except for occasionally hold your hand, talk to you for a few seconds, and go and collect a check. So, yeah. Yet some people, for some odd reason, believe that just because they showed up at a new build and you bought it, they deserve all that money. Okay, let's just put that aside. If you found that agent and you brought them as a stunt agent just to collect a commission, you should break yourself off a little piece, giving you a little hint there. Okay, the next thing, and some lending friends of mine may get a little upset with this, the lender that the home builder uses can give you actually better rates. Not only can they give you better rates, they will usually pay your closing cost. So if you're in certain situations, like being a veteran, you go into a new house, you don't have to pay a down payment because VA does not pay a down payment. And you may get your closing costs paid for. And to boot, if you found that stunt agent, you can get a piece of that commission. So you actually get paid to go into a new house. Isn't that amazing? Get paid to buy a house, an appreciating asset. No matter what's happened to the market, no matter how big of a wall that's been hit, guess what? Housing's not going down anytime. It's basic economics, supply and demand. The supply is still not there, but some people are starting to panic. Take advantage of when there's panic. Remember, the most money is made when there's blood on the streets. And some people are panicking right now. I got buyers who are going like, you know what? I know the market's going to fall any moment. So because of that, I'm pulling back. Be thankful for them because that takes buyers out of the pool. If you're trying to go for a new build without those buyers being in the pool, that inventory is going to sit there for just a moment and they are going to panic and you can make more money. So these are the types of tips that you need to survive in today's market, especially as a buyer. A chance for you to get your closing costs paid and get a little bit extra money in your pocket. So if you're in the Las Vegas area and you're looking to buy a new build, and of course, if they're paying commission, most of them now are again, reach out to me. You can call me, email me, send me a text, and we can meet and talk about the new builds. So this is a chance for you to put a little extra money in your pocket. And also, I have more videos for you guys to look at because I put out great information like this every single week. So go ahead and look at one of those videos, and if you have enough time, hit that subscribe button if it's still red.